Amazing, beautiful shades of creative from all around the world. Welcome to 50 Shades of Creative, a compilation of 12 years of experience in painting, graphic design, and copywriter. And here I am to make things easier for you, simpler for you, and to make sure that you don't make the mistakes I did. And we are about to begin our 5-day challenge for Launch Your Brand Online. And I want to see who is here with me. I guess I am 7 minutes early, or yeah, I just want to check the sound. And the view is okay. In 2 minutes, we are beginning. For those of you who are joining, make sure you download your workbook from the page and from the event discussion. Go to the event and go to the discussion, that is the panel in the event page, and you will see the workbook. It's in Google Drive and it's available to anyone, so you can download the workbook from there. And there is a guideline for 5 days, that is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. And I am here to guide you through your journey of launching your brand in 5 days. I guess everything is going okay. And yeah, 1 more minute. I'm very excited for this journey because it was high time that I help all of you to start your brand as well. And it is high time that you all start your journey online. So here we are with our 5-day challenge of Launch Your Brand Online. Let us begin. Before we start, I would like to thank my mentor, Tibargia Pailu, who has been guiding me through the process of business and brand, how to go online. And I would like to thank all my fellow friends and all the coaches and business people, all the experts in different fields. Those of you who have been here through my journey and who have been with me up until now, I thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you. Also, regarding the current situation, the lockdown and the spreading COVID-19, I would like to take some time to thank the people who are working in the front line, the doctors, the medical care professionals, the healthcare professionals, those of you who are working in the front line, risking your own health to give us our very best safety and to provide us with our emergency, to provide us with the essential services. I thank you all. Precisely, I would like to thank one more group of people, those of you who are working for animal welfare and those of you who are working for feeding the stray animals, those lives who are fighting for resources because there are no people, and yeah, there are not many people to take care of them. So for the amazing souls who are helping animals during this time and who are helping these lives, the speechless lives, I thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. So yeah, I hope that this crisis passes soon, and while it is existing in our lives, I hope to do the very best, and I hope we will do our very best by staying home and not being a carrier. And we don't know, God forbid, if some of us fall sick, the higher risk is working as a carrier. So let us all stay home, stay safe, and make things easier for them. Let us begin. One person is joining. Thank you. Can you send me a hi? Okay. Just let me know if you can hear me clearly and if you can see me clearly, and don't forget to download the workbook from the page. So, what is a brand about? Why is this a program, Launch Your Brand Online? A brand is a package. It's clearly a package and it acts like a person. When you are in a business or when you are in a profession or when you, as a person, you have something to give to people, you need an outlet for that. Let's say you want to give someone a gift. You can send them on Facebook, of course. But if you want to give someone a gift, it doesn't mean that you want them to have, let's say, a certain book. It's not about that book, it's about what that person cares about and to show them that you care about them too. So when you wrap it up in a gift box, that is an outlet, a package of showing them that you care, of showing them that this is how far you can do for them. A brand is how your services act to the people you care about. Let's say you are a yoga trainer. So you have a service that is yoga and how you are providing this service by training people. And your brand will be the outlet through which you are serving people. And it can be offline, that is, you can have live courses in an academy, that is a training center where people can go and they can be trained. Or in the current situation, we realize that the future is online and the best way to reach as many people as you can is through online. So you can have an online training center that will be your brand for either platform, either offline or online, through which you are reaching out to people is your brand. Let's say the most famous brands, Apple. Apple is a brand. When you think about how Apple is serving people, Apple is changing lives. But the outline, how do you know that this is the product that is beyond all the products? When you see that logo of Apple, when you know that this is from Apple, you believe in them. Let's say sports shoes, you can have thousands of sports shoes in the market. But how do you know that this is the best one? Or how do you know that the comfort you need, the convenience you need are in that shoe? Will you go around checking 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of shoes? No, you will look for brand. And once you see this is from Nike or this is from Adidas, you know that yes, these are the baseline standards of this brand. So, of course, you will prefer a proven brand. Excuse me. You will definitely trust a proven brand or an establishment rather than random checking. So this happens in every aspect, in everything. Let's say you are reading book and you are passionate about science fiction. So some of you may go around checking every single science fiction. And I know those of you who are readers, you have a certain passion, you have a certain line of liking. And that's when I think about a writer. Let's say you like fiction and you like incredible fiction. Then you will think about Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling. And guess what? She's a brand. Whenever there is an establishment, whenever there is an outline, whenever there is a package, that is a brand. So why is it important to have your brand online? Because this is how you run your business. You cannot go door to door knocking and asking them, do you need this? Do you need a yoga trainer? Do you need a yoga mat? Do you need a canvas? Do you need this set of acrylic colors? Or you can just pick your product, pick your service, make it the best, and know what people want and sell it through a brand. And that is your brand. A brand can be an abstract name, it can be personal branding, which is, by the way, the best branding. Even if you think about Apple, it's not the Apple that you are passionate about. You are also very much passionate about Steve Jobs. His journey and his stories, his motivation is what you care about. And his motivation is what makes you think different. And that is the message Apple sends, and Apple is his brand. So Apple is a group of people who were motivated and led by Steve Jobs. When you think about your brand, it can be a group of people. If you're an entrepreneur, if you already have a business, you may have a group of people. If not, you can do it all alone. And guess what? Solopreneurs, are the future generation. Solopreneurs are the ones who will definitely make a difference in this world. Now is the time. We know more than ever, 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 ever that it takes courage to stand up. And now is the time when we are looking for support, when we are looking for someone who will let us know that everything will be okay, and who are there for us. And how do we know that? Through online. So if your brand doesn't exist online, it doesn't exist at all. And it has been a while I have been talking. Most of the people may ask, what is she talking about and why to us? Guess what? All of you can do this, and all of you will understand what I say once I guide you through this step-by-step journey. Once again, I remind you, if you are watching, don't forget to download the workbook from the event discussion and from the page. And even, I guess, 15 minutes ago, I have posted. If you still cannot find the workbook, let me know in the comment section and I will help you with it. So, day one, come. Don't go around checking all the pages and think this is crazy, because yes, this will seem crazy to the people who don't know, or to the person who don't know what these are about. But here I am to guide you from the very step one to that level where you can be a brand of yourself, and how you can be a brand yourself, or you can build a brand yourself. Here I am to teach you. So let's go through the workbook. Go to page 1, finding you. So what do I mean when I say finding you? Finding you is you cannot find others, you cannot find services, you cannot find brands if you do not know who you are, what you want. Let's say there can be Apple, there can be Microsoft, there can be Sony Ericsson, there can be 1,000 brands, and they can be at your door asking you, which phone do you want? And if you do not have a clear picture of what you want, you can never have the best service. And forget about giving. Because the first thing, Punkurali. Hello, thank you for joining. For those of you who don't know, Punkurali is a fellow business student, and she is an amazing, brilliant designer. Thank you for joining, sweetheart. Okay, so we have already started with the book. I hope you will stay with us. And okay, so let's start with finding you. You need to know who you are. And in the following questions, and today, in this hour, I will help you find out who you are. That is finding you. If you do not know who you are, and I am not talking about your name, I am not talking about how you appear, like I'm a woman, you're a man. No, I am not talking about that. If you do not know exactly what are your characteristics, and what is it that you want, what defines you, then it is impossible for you to get the best. Forget about giving the best. For communicating, for building a relationship, you need to know people through yourself. You need to know through yourself, because we only resonate with people once we know how they are feeling. Let's say if somebody tells me that, oh my God, I have a huge fan following, it is difficult for me to, answer their messages, and some of them are rude, and guess what? I will, for the most of the part, I will think, so being a famous person must be stressful. Because guess what? I am not a famous person yet. But if somebody says that I want to keep up with all these people, they're sending me so much love, I want to return this love, and sometimes I think I'm falling behind, then I will resonate. Because I know how it feels like to receive love, and how it feels like to, keep communication with the people we love. And I know how it feels when we cannot keep up, that guilt and that, I wish I could do more. And then I can help them, that you can try this, you can try this program, that program, and you can give them a precise time frame where you will be communicating with them. And then that person, I believe, will be helped. And this is how we help. Once we know through ourselves, once we see people through our own eyes, once we understand what people are going through through our own experience, only then we are able to build that lifetime commitment with someone and build that instant zing, build that relationship, that infatuation when you look at someone and you know that this is the person for you. And that is exactly what can happen to your brand. You can have, you walk into, let's say, walk into an electronic store. You want to buy a laptop, and there are thousands of laptops, but you look at one laptop and you think, this looks sleek, this looks gorgeous, and wow, I want to know what is it under that lid. So that is the expertise of that brand, that packaging, and that appearance. At the very beginning, you don't know the performance, you don't know the processor, you don't know the graphics card. At the very beginning, you have that appearance in front of you. And this is what happens when you know what you are doing. So the first question is what? And what is not what is your name? What is your gender? No, I'm not asking about that. What is your current phase? And that is, what is it that you are currently feeling? What is it that you are currently experiencing? That can be regarding your profession. Let's say I'm a graphic designer, a copywriter. Professionally, yes, I'm a copywriter, but I'm also working as a graphic designer. I'm a painter. And of course, I invest a certain amount of time every day in painting. I'm a reader. Anything you can find about yourself, just write it down. If you haven't been able to take a printout of that workbook, I am guessing that many of you take printouts from, I think, stores or shops. So you cannot find them. If you don't have a printer in your house, what you can do is you can have the workbook, take the question, and write it in a notebook on a paper with a pen. And I have repeatedly said it before, and I will say it a lot more times during this challenge, that write everything down first on a paper with a pen with your hand. What happens when you write on a paper with a pen? Yes, appearance of our brand. Thank you. So what happens when you write on a paper with a pen? For those of you who follow writers or who follow, of course, storytellers, writers, authors, you will see that all of them say that write down your ideas with a pen on a paper. Why? It is very important to involve all of your senses when you are writing something or when you have an idea. Whenever you are thinking, your thought process, it is very important to involve yourself. How do you involve yourself? There are 5 senses. It is a very easy trick. When do you know that you are involved? Yes. As in personality of a brand, myself as the face of a brand. Of course, Punkurali, the brand can be a person. You become your brand, and you can have another outlet of your brand as well if you have a team. Or personal branding is the best kind of branding, because that way it's easier to build a trust. And so what I was saying is, how do you involve yourself? Or when do you know exactly that you are involved in that situation? It is very easy. Involving in present, involving in anything is involving your 5 senses. That is sight, smell, taste, sound, and touch. Yes, 5 senses. So when you write on a paper with a pen, the very prime thing is your brain. Your brain is working. So when you activate your brain, you're thinking. I have asked you, what is your current situation? You have so many answers in your head. So the second thing you involve is your sight. So that can also be on a desktop, on a computer, on your phone if you type. Yes, it is possible, but that way I am coming to it. You involve your sight, then you involve the smell. Your paper and pen, if you are a dedicated writer, you know that every ink has a smell. That is a subliminal messaging to your brain. Yes, write down your ideas. So it is a messaging to your brain that I am writing now, and that ink, these are subliminal messaging, so these are complicated. And then you are involving the sound when you are writing your ideas, your sound, that any other distraction will automatically shut down. Or possibilities are that very relevant sound, you will think of a song, you will think of a tune, you will think of rain, because when you are writing down something, the very relatable memories come to the surface of the brain. And let's say in childhood, when you were playing with your friends, you may recollect the sound of the rain, you may recollect the sound of throwing pebbles or anything, or the song that was being played in the neighborhood a lot, you will know that. So that is your sound. And the next thing is touch, that when you touch the paper, touch the pen, and you are just pouring out your thoughts on the paper. That is how you involve yourself in your answers. So the first question is, what is your current phase? It is not about name, it is not about profession. Let me help you. Your current phase is, start with the profession. Let's say I am a marketing professional, or I am a teacher, or I am a student. Student of what? Write down. Excuse me. Then come to your characteristics a little bit deeper. Profession is on the surface. That, of course, if somebody asks you who you are, that is my son's sleep. Who you are, so you will say, yeah, I'm a writer, I'm a copywriter, I'm a graphic designer, or I'm a painter. Then what? When you interact with a person and they start asking questions, or you interact, how do you interact? Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Do you have social anxiety? Are you friendly? Are you loner? What are you? And that is getting deeper. You can also say that I'm a very vengeful person. That counts. You can say I'm a very friendly person. That counts. You can say that I am a movie lover. Of course that counts. I love music. Of course that counts. What is your current phase is a collection of your attributes. And your attributes are, I am a very focused person. I love people. I am kind. I am not so kind. I am a very rational person, very practical person. And I don't care for all those, karma and all those silly things. Of course, that is also your current situation. What are you? Give me the package. Give yourself the package. But I want to know, when I talk about what is your identity and what are you, you give me a full essay on everything you know about yourself. I am giving you 5 minutes, and let me check the comments. Kurali, thank you, honey. I guess someone joined. Thank you for joining us. Give us a like if you can hear clearly, and if you can see clearly. For those of you who are joining now, don't forget to download the workbook from the page discussion, and I have posted before. Thank you, Kunkuran. Thank you for all that. So I guess you will be done, or you cannot be done even in an hour, because that's a very, very big package you will have to bring out. But yeah, I hope you have processed what I have been talking about, and yeah, this will be your homework for today. To answer the first question, What is your current phase? And then the next question is why. This is a more difficult one. Why is this your current phase? If you are an introvert, why are you an introvert? Introvert, creative, hard worker, a little bit socially anxious. Excellent. Great. This is what I've been asking. Yeah, this is how. And there can be way many things like your passion and your, what is the opposite of passion? Your likes, your dislikes, anything and absolutely anything, you can put it down. And the next question is, why are you like this? Why is this your current phase? If you are, let's say, a teacher, why are you a teacher? As Punkurali says, she is an introvert. The next question you answer is, why are you an introvert? And if you think that I was born this way, an extrovert, they will never tell you, I was born an extrovert. If you ask someone who is very full of life, who is partying all the time, and you ask them, how are you like this? They will never tell you that I was born like this. They will say that I just love enjoying life. Guess what? A person, when they are born, they have only basic instincts like hunger, thirst, fear, and affection. These 4 basic instincts. And education comes way later. So when a person is born, they have only 4 basic instincts. After that, that's a very powerful exercise. Yes. After that, people pick up their personality, their knowledge from their surroundings. That is, of course, your parents, your relatives, and the home you were in. People start recollecting, the earliest memory one person can recollect is from the age of 3 years. But people start picking up long before. Right after you are born, your brain is activated, and you start picking up everything: behavior, attitude, environment. Yeah, I will help you, Manny. Yes, it needs time. It needs a long time to introspect. So, why are you an introvert? And don't tell me that you were born this way. No, a child, a newborn baby, or up to 3 years, children, infants, they cannot differentiate personalities. Have you ever approached a child and how innocent they are? It will take a second to make them your fan, and they can sense trust. They want to trust. Children are friendly. And you will find some children who are not friendly, but if you communicate with their parents, you will know why. Either they are from a very strict background, or they are from, maybe their culture is, talking less. Maybe that's the manner. You will have to go through an entire line to understand why that child is like that. Other than that, any regular child like you and I, you will know that children are the most innocent form on life. They don't know about being introvert or extrovert. They just know love. They just know affection. That's all they can sense. And they can sense danger. If they're scared, they cry. Thank you. If they're scared, they cry. If they're hungry, they cry. They ask. And this is how they know. So if you say that you are, I love party, I love enjoying life, why? Why is this your current phase? Why are you like this? And I know if you love life, what is it about life that fascinates you? And it can be, even you can say that I am a fan of astrology, and I love studying zodiac sign. Of course, that is a part of you, and that is a very major part of you. Not many people, like 50% people trust and 50% people don't trust. Why? Why is it that you trust in astrology? Why are you so fascinated with zodiac signs and stars and moons? Guess what? You cannot even touch them. That maybe I look for answers and I find them in zodiac sign. And sometimes I cannot find answers. When I see that the astrology and stars and moons can count and they can have effect, I finally find that answer and I'm happy. It can be the reason. If you are, let's say, Punkurali, she is Creative, of course. Why are you creative? We are all born creative. That is true. But how long do you see a person remaining creative? At one point, creatives are one part of the society, rational, logical people are a different part of society. You will see that. Oftentimes, you will see that. So why are you on this side of the society and not on the rational, thinking, logical side of the society? Why? Your next question is answering those whys. If you are a friendly person, why? If you have social anxiety, like Kunkurali just said, why are you socially anxious? There is something about society that makes you anxious. What is it? Because trust me, most of the times you don't even know what others are thinking. 99% of the times you don't know what others are thinking. 1% of the time that is a practiced behavior and you can predict tops. You cannot put an outline on how the society is going to take you or how they are going to judge you. And the why part goes as long as the what part and deeper. And this is a more complex because we never think about why. Why are you here on this live? Why are you watching me talk? And you are not even participating. You are not even talking. I mean, you can, of course, excuse me. You are not even talking back to me, whereas people love to talk. People love to, I love to share my knowledge with you, and I am not allowing you to talk back to me. Then why are you here watching my live? You have to find that answer that is on the back of your head. You have to bring it up front. You have to write it down on a paper with a pen, with your own hands. Why? Because something clicked. Because something, I don't know. I remember when I watched my first mentor. He was not my direct mentor, but yeah, currently he's Master Surya Karshana, but back then he was Eriko. I remember at that time, I was going through some challenges, some very difficult challenges that only life can throw. And I was looking for some answers. And I accidentally, I was searching something on Google, and I accidentally clicked enter, and that result showed up from former Eriko. And that thing I just watched because I didn't know what else to do. And that changed my life. And I was, oh, what was that? And then I was hooked. So some things are pure universal. Like, yeah, right before this challenge, I was feeling nervous because there will be people and I want to give them my best, my very best. And I am feeling, is everything okay? Did you receive my message? Can you download the workbook? You know that rush before an exam. And then Punkurali sends me a message and I just blabber, oh, can you download the book? Did you check the message? Did you check the page? Is everything okay? And then I told her, Punkurali, I think you wanted to ask me something. And she said, no, I was just about ranting. So there are some things that is purely universal, that is purely miracle, magic. If you trust in magic, good for you. If you don't trust in magic, again, good for you. It's even better for you. It's better for you to find the answers. Because guess what? If you leave it all on the universe, life becomes difficult. It's something we have never seen, something we have never heard, someone maybe we have never seen, we have never experienced. We just hear of that person or we just hear of that dimension and we just keep trusting. Everything comes and we can say that, yeah, leave it all, let go. But if you do not trust all that, it is more difficult for you because in that case, you will have to find the logic and you will have to find the why you are here watching my life and why you are listening to me talk and talk and talk. What is it that is keeping you here? You will have to answer all the whys that follows your whats. What are you and why are you here? And this will take long. I love you. Again, for those of you who will watch it on the replay, remember Punkurali PK, she's a brilliant, brilliant designer with a massive experience in Adobe Photoshop. And I am so very lucky to have you as my fellow business student. And we are in the same group. It's fun. You should learn the branding very soon so you can meet us all. Okay, so the why part is big. This is your homework to answer the whys. The third part. Now we are getting a bit rational. How? How are you here? We know what are you. We know why are you what are you. Now I want to know how did you get here? Let's say since Punkurali is a dedicated friend and she's a magical friend. Okay, if someone is joining, please send me a like because I cannot see your name right away. And if you can hear me clearly, if you can see everything clearly, just give me a like. Okay, so shall we continue? The next part is a bit more rational. That is, how did you get here? Let's say if you are in 18 and if you have what, like I like partying, I love my friends. I like partying, I love my friends, and I love maybe trying different things. I love when I break the rules of my parents. Then how did you become like this? Well, if you are 18 per se, you don't have to go through a long trail of the social phenomena and this is the time you explore. You can just say, how did you get here? Because I studied school and I try new things and I am confident and I am whatever you like. If you are in your 20s, let's say if you are 25 and you are in a profession, you need to precisely know yourself. How did you get here? That is, let's say about me, I'm a copywriter. Why? Because I love writing, because it helps me to give an outline of my thoughts, and it very much resonates with my painting, because it seems like I am painting with a different tool. And graphic design, of course, it's digital art, and it has a different aspect. It's a bit different than painting, because painting is more about aesthetics, it's more about expression, or if you can see my painting here, it's impressionism. So yeah, painting gives you certain liberties, whereas graphic design is more about utility. So how it is communicating with people, how is it helping people, how it is building the relationship between the brand and the customers. That is design. So I love solving that puzzle. And copywriting, yes, of course, I love to condense this big message into 3 words. It's the challenge I love the most. How did I get here? Well, that is a long story. I have a post-graduation in economics because my family didn't approve of me to get into art school or into creative business, and I come from a very traditional and strict family. So yeah, blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to follow the rules. I wanted to pursue my passion, and yeah, I took chances. I made more mistakes than anyone can ever even predict on the way. And I have 12 years of experience, and now I know these are my forte and I do this the best, and I know this is how I communicate with people the most, and this is how I serve people the best. So that is how I got here. I believe Punkurali has a beautiful story to tell as well, to herself, to yourself. Write it on paper with a pen under that how section. How did you get here? If you are a very rational professional, you are in a marketing professional. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, yeah, if you're a marketing professional and you know your what, and of course you have to answer your why. How did you be a marketing professional? Is it your academic degree, and is it what your family wanted and then you are doing it? That can be a reason. You also have to state that, do you love it? In the what section, that I am a marketing professional, what I am angry at my profession. Why? Because I didn't want it. How? Because I didn't have a choice. It was, I have to take care of my family. I have to obey my parents. So yeah, here I am. If you are a very happy person in your profession, if you are a marketing professional and you love your profession, you just How did you get here? Because I was studying marketing and I fell in love, and now I'm a marketing professional. And what are you? I am a happy marketing professional. Why? Because I love communicating with people. I love how things work. I love this art of business. How did you get here? Yeah, I was just studying and I fell in love. So, this is your story. Write your own story. If you are currently not in any profession, you are in transition, or let's say you are just looking for a job, or you are willing to start a business, you don't know what to do. So if I ask you, how did you get here? Then you will have to precisely say that what are you, and after why are you here, and how did you get here? Because I want to first look out for my options, and then I want to make the decision. So here I am now checking you out, checking this lab out, just to see that if it is working for me. Of course, that is also a how. If you are that astrology lover, that zodiac sign freak, and you find miracle magic and you find answers in every, stars and moons, how did you get here? Tell me your story. Maybe you were looking for answers and yeah, finally you found it. Or maybe, I don't know, I was just, sometimes I thought that things just match with nature. And then I found how nature is all interconnected, how sun and moon and stars are all interconnected. And I just got addicted. I just fell in love. And here I am today. I love astrology and I love zodiac signs. And I can predict, personality and anything. So that is your how story. What, why, and how is very important for you to answer the fourth question. So I give you 5 minutes to answer the what, why, and how. If you want to have a glass of water, you can have it, because I need to have a glass of water. So I give you 5 minutes. If you are watching it in the replay, you write all the answers down. Punkurali. Okay, I'm giving you 5 minutes while I go get some water. I am back. Oh, you're still here with me. Thank you, Punkurali. Thank you. Thank you very much for staying with me. So, I hope those of you who are watching in replay and who are joining me here live, you have pretty much got insight of yourself, got insight of your head, and you are absorbing my messages, absorbing what I said, and you have found out your what, why, and how. It will take time, trust me, it will take 24 hours. Yes, because 24 hours, let me tell you something, is a magic time. Your brain takes 24 hours to make an informed decision. That is, your surroundings, everything. Let's say you decide tomorrow, I want to go to a party. Oh, you're still. Thank you, honey, for being here with me. I love you millions. And for those of you who are watching in the replay, I love you too. It's not that I just. I'm not being partial, but I love you all. Okay, so your brain takes 24 hours. Let's say you decide that tomorrow I am going to go out with my friends. So your brain will start processing. That is, you communicated with your friends or you want to give a surprise. What is your current surrounding? And your brain is picking up on the communication, on the commute. Your brain is picking up on the surroundings. What is the environment? Is it safe for you to go out tomorrow? Is it not safe for you to go out tomorrow? Do you need to watch the news tonight? Is there an emergency situation tomorrow? Your brain will need 24 hours to process everything and give you the correct decision, the optimum decision in 24 hours. This is how the brain works. So it will, I am giving you the workbook and I'm giving you the guideline. I am guiding you through this and I will guide you further. Don't think that I am leaving you here. I will guide you through the entire process of launching your brand online. And this is a 5-day challenge and I'm here with you for 5 whole days. And I'm here to make things easier for you, simpler for you. Yes, like people say, I want to sleep on this decision. When you are sleeping, your brain is calculating. Your brain is still awake and in that calculating mode. And in the next morning, you will feel about your decision. Alaika, thank you for joining. A wonderful woman, and she's a blogger, and she's helping people how they can start their blog and how a blog can help a person. It's a very soul-soothing, it's a therapeutic experience. So we are here in the midst of a bunch of talents, and I'm so happy that I have you all here. Okay, so Alaika, if you have watched, I don't know, if you need to watch it on the replay, on the workbook, I have explained the first 3 questions, that is what, why, how. That is, what is your current phase, why is this your current phase, and how did you get here? And you need to dig deeper in your mind. And the last question, here we are at where. That is, where do you see yourself in the future? Where do you want to be? And this is where your desire comes. Up until now, it was about your past leading to your present. And from now, I am heading towards your future. That is, where do you want to be? Let's say in 5 years. And keep in mind that this situation, this emergency situation, this lockdown situation we are in, this shock will continue for 2 years. Because as you can see, everything is shut down and people are being laid off. And this economic collapse, this economic shock will continue for 2 years. New system will emerge, and that is, you can write it down on a paper, you can engrave it on a stone, that there will be new systems emerging, and the old systems will no longer serve because they won't be able to serve. And people who stand out are the ones who made informed, smart decisions during this time. So where do you see yourself in next 5 years? And that is when you decide about your present. That is, how did you get here? And do you want to be in this situation for next 5 years? And guess what? You can be in this situation for next 5 years. Are you happy in it? Are you enjoying your work? Do you want to continue your passion for next 5 years? Sometimes people focus on their passion, on their practice, on their pursuit more than the goal. I enjoy that very much, but it is wise to have a goal in front of you. Let's say people who loved shopping and they just loved collecting new things, they just loved buying new clothes, they want to keep up with fashion. Now is the time that they are a bit worried, because this is the time we understand the basic requirements of life, that is food, safety, shelter, and education, and communication, commute that is stopped. We understand how important it is to keep up with our life, to keep on going with our life. And another thing is entertainment. That is not actually a very prime right, but this is also a human right to have recreation, because we are not machines. So if you are in any of these five needs, then you are good to go. If you are not, and you don't know what is coming up in the next few years, then it is very important that you do some rethinking. And if you are in that happy phase, like we are, like I am, and like we know, like some of us are lucky enough to remain happy, that we love what we are doing, and we love our passion, we love our pursuit, and we want to continue this for as long as we live, it is still wise to have a deadline on some certain goal. In next 5 years, where do you want yourself? If you are, let's say, if you are, I am in a 9-to-5 job, I work at a bank because my family, I have to take care of my family, and I don't know how to. So in next 5 years, I don't know, I have to provide this for my family, I have to take care of my parents, I have to take care of my children, and I want to secure this for my children. That is your 5-year plan, of course. If you want to think a bit for yourself, if you become a bit selfish, that is in 5 years, I want to have my own liberty. I want to have enough time to travel. I want to give my children the best, not just the basic education. I want to teach them about life. I want to take them to different countries. That is another goal. If you were one of those people that, yes, I want to keep up with my pursuit in 5 years, I want to reach that phase where I can help people with their passion. And that is where your brand comes in. A brand is through which you communicate with people. A brand is through which you serve people. And now is not the time for selling. Now is the time for serving. I am not talking about the lockdown now. I am talking about the current now. That is the millennial now. And previous times when people needed new products, the world needed development. The world needed new convenience. That was the time when people needed to sell. Now we have more than enough. Now we have more facilities than we know how to consume. Now we have more convenience every day than our previous generations wouldn't even think of. So if you are thinking about selling and being successful overnight just by, selling, this program is not for you, and it is very difficult for a business like that to succeed. Because if you know of Seth Godin, he is one of the leading marketers, and he teaches people marketing. He's a writer and author, and this is what he says, that marketing is about selling. Marketing is not about selling. Marketing is about storytelling. It's about serving. If you can serve people, what problems do you solve for people? That is going to keep you alive. That is going to keep your business alive. And that is how you keep on your brand. And that is where your brand comes in. Do you even need a brand? Do you even need a business? To know that, you need to go through this where part, where you will have to answer, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I see myself in 5 years with a group of brilliant people, like-minded people who want to improve the world, who work for people, who work for animals, who work for nature, and who want to serve the world, and who want to make the world a better place. That can be my opinion, and that can be the opinion of some of you here. Another opinion can be, yeah, in 5 years, I want to make $1 billion, and I want to buy a house in, I don't know, Hollywood. I want to make a movie in Hollywood. Of course, that is a vision. Of course, you can do that. And that's when you will need a brand for yourself, and that is personal branding. You will have to brand yourself to reach that phase where you can make a movie and people watch. Yes, the current now. Yes. So you can make a movie and people watch. So you can say something and people listen to that. People read that. You can be, in 5 years, I want to write a best-selling book. Of course you can. That will be Shati. Hello, Shati. Thank you for joining us. Okay. So in 5 years, you can write a best-selling book. That's an excellent dream, but that will have to, you can be an author, you can have a personal branding, or you can have your own publication, you can have your own agency, you can have your own manager, your stenographer, everything. That will be your brand. That is a publication brand you can have. So it all depends on where you want to be. Do you want to go there alone? Do you want to have that journey alone? Let me tell you something. That will be nearly impossible. In this situation, if you are just thinking that you will do all and you will do all for yourself, it will be impossible for you to succeed. Because even if you are an introvert, the anxiety you feel is when you confront society. It is not possible for you to remain without a society. And God knows I am an introvert, and this is a dream if there were no other people and I would be with my son Mowgli and a bunch of, I don't know, animals and in nature, if I could be. But I realized very late that this is not how it works. Alone is never the answer. There will be a lot of alone people in this world right now who are thinking the same thing that you are thinking. In 5 years, do you want them all to be with you to make this world a better place? Or do you want for them to feel the comfort that you are looking for? Do you want to make your dream a reality and reach out to those people? Then yes, it is very much possible. And yes, of course, you are going to be the change the world is looking for. Or at least the group of people who are looking for this change, you can bring it to them. For that, you will need a brand, and you will need to execute that brand. Towards these 5 days, I'm going to guide you through this journey. So, I think an hour. How time flies. Thank you. And yes, I would like to end with this where. And your homework for today is to go through this day 1 and answer all these questions. Because tomorrow, when we move forward, I will have to, and I will tell you to look back to your answers and to look back what you have found and to analyze, is this what you want? Or is this you? Is it your genuine thoughts? Or is it how you have been programmed? Or is it what you think is the limit you can reach? Or is it what you think is the ultimate reality? So I think you will all do some thinking on today's workbook. And again, I thank you all for joining. Precisely, Punkurali, thank you very much. She has been with me, I guess, before this live started, when I was, my head was being exploded. And yeah, thank you, Alaika, for joining. Thank you, Shati, for joining. For those of you who will be watching in the replay, thank you. And yeah, answer all these questions. Be honest. And I will see you tomorrow. on the second day of our Launch Your Brand Online Challenge, and I want you to be clear on your answers, and I want to have your homework. Thank you very much. I will see you tomorrow.